Point, and that was the U.S. Army's School for Officers. And everybody there was trained as an engineer, whether they did a different job when they went in the Army or not. That was their academic training. It was the only place. We look at the French, you can see the same thing, the modern fortifications. And we even look at the Romans. The Romans were basically military engineers first, and then infantrymen afterwards, because every night when they camped, they'd build a fort with walls and everything in that to stay in. So this concept of engineers, when we had to design something, we're in the military, gets kind of turned on its head as the Industrial Revolution starts in Great Britain, because suddenly they need bridges that'll hold things, bigger loads than that. They start to design steel bridges in the early 19th century. And so in order to differentiate the training and the academics, the British called those engineers civil engineers instead of military. So we see as the Industrial Revolution comes along, it creates civil engineering. And as the buildings get bigger and taller, suddenly, by the end of the century, we need mechanical engineers to make heating and cooling systems. Not too many cooling systems yet, but we have boilers and radiators. And towards the end, we invent electricity. So we need electrical engineers to figure out how much wire and what size light bulbs and what goes into this building. And of course, the most important thing we end up with in this whole mess is elevators. We really can't have buildings that are much more than about 4 stories if we're walking up and down carrying our furniture and our groceries and everything. But they invented elevators. Turns out that the elevators they invented were with ropes. They went up and down, and the ropes would break, and people would fall to their death. So in the south side of Chicago, the very first buildings that had elevators, they're in the back of the building, so the servants can go up and down, and the people who don't want to get killed in the accident and live there, they went up and down the steps on the front side and had the servants bring the furniture and the food up the back side.